Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Commentary. I'm Terry J. Thank you guys so much. I just want to say I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart that you guys have been liking the videos and commenting on the videos and subscribing. I truly appreciate it. It's helping out the channel tremendously. So keep at it. And if you haven't, share it with somebody, man, please. So in one of my later videos, I talked about just the college playoff predictions as a whole. But right now, I really want to just start my first of two videos. The first one's going to be about Alabama versus Cincinnati. Let's just jump into it. All right, so before I even start, speaking of which, I had the video pulled up of people talking about their thoughts on the game. One hit me in particular, his M. Alley. There's no picture with this person's name in the comments, so I, don't know if you're a male or female, but I will say this. This is what the comments had to say. If Alabama wins this year, it will be the miracle year. Myself and Alabama fans didn't believe we would be in this situation. I'm assuming he's an Alabama fan, or she, or it, they, whatever they want to be. If they say otherwise, they're lying. We all didn't know Bryce was going to be good this year. If Alabama doesn't win this year, they will win next year. If they win this year, it's definitely going to be a three-peat. And you had a lot of people liking that comment. So apparently Alabama, respectfully thought about that. Let's see what else is going on here. Oh yes, I'm getting a lot of RTRs, which, also too, I know that you see I'm purple and gold, but I'm not here just to bash Bama. I would like to think of us as rivals, but until we start earning our keep a little bit more in this rivalry, I feel like it's weird for me to call it a rivalry. I'm just going to be honest with you. LSU fans, don't get upset with me. I'm just being real. I watch every LSU game. I was about to say Alabama game. I do to see how they're doing as well. But Burrow, he put us up another notch. But until we consistently do what Saban's doing, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I can't call it a rivalry. It feels weird. But we're not here to talk about, oh my God, the light just fell on me. But we're not here. We good now. I'm keeping all of that. That was so weird that light just decided it wanted to fall over. We're not here to talk about LSU and Alabama. Now I got to keep looking at that light to see if it's going to fall on me. Weird. Anyway, but we're here to talk about Alabama and Cincinnati. The interesting part about this situation is Cincinnati, and I mean this in the most polite way. And I wrote notes about you guys, just so you know. I wrote a couple notes down. Because SEC people don't really pay attention to a lot of other schools outside of the SEC. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real with you. A lot of SEC schools, it's like, who's going to make it to the national championship this year? And that's basically how we see it. It's some SEC school in the national championship, most likely Alabama. If it's not Alabama, it's probably LSU. Georgia, I don't understand why you guys can't get to the hump, why you can't get over the hump. Maybe this year might be it, but I got a video for you guys coming up too. But that's basically, and I hate to say it because SEC, we sound like some snobs. I don't know, man. We just sound like we're meant to be in the national championship. But I mean, for the last decade or so, that's what it's been. So I said Cincinnati. Let's look at their DNA. At least since Luke Fickell has been their head coach. And yes, he has ties to Ohio State. He was the interim coach there for a while. He was with the program throughout. So he knows what it means to win, right? And since Cincinnati, since the 80s, actually they've been on the rise since 2018, according to these notes. Since Luke Fickell has taken over in 1920 campaign, they were 11-3. Of course, this year they're undefeated, and I believe they were 12-1, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think they were 20. Nope, let's look at it. I don't want to lie to you. I hate lying to you guys. Let's look at it. In the 2020-2021 campaign, they were 9-1. I knew they only lost one match, that means this program is growing. Bless, because you're in Ohio, and Cincinnati, Ohio. I mean, where a lot of the talent is going. It's going to Ohio State. And if it doesn't go to Ohio State, it's going to go probably to Michigan or Michigan State. Like, you have to fight to keep your talent in. And I get that. But Luke Fickell has been doing special things with you guys. That's what you have to realize. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I'm going to be honest with you guys about. Your biggest opponent, it won't be on the field. it'll be another program trying to snatch Luke Fickell. So make sure you pay Luke Fickell his money, because he is doing a damn thing with you guys. I mean, notable win this year in your undefeated season. You beat Notre Dame with Brian Kelly. LSU, that kind of concerns me. But again, Cincinnati beat in Notre Dame. They beat them 24-13. All of this is on this little note. They play in the American Athletic Conference. And maybe, I don't know. You remember when UFC, whoa. You remember when UCF was talking about how they wanted to go to the national championship and they should be there. And we was like, we don't see it. And then they played in a bowl game and LSU smacked them. I don't know if I feel that way about Cincinnati. I feel like Cincinnati this is what I expect of a program. And this is what I expect with LSU. Just like this Cincinnati program, I expect you to build it up. You keep stacking up year after year, win after win, a winning season after winning season after winning season. And pretty soon the culture does what it's supposed to do. You get to play for a national championship. And this is what Cincinnati's doing. They're in the playoffs. You are in the playoffs. No one said, Cincinnati, you shouldn't be there. There's another school that should be there. No, you are the only undefeated school, and you deserve to be there. Hats off to you. But here's my situation. And I've read reports where Cincinnati's like, we're glad we're the underdogs. We're taking all this, we're taking all this where everyone else is counting us out. They're disrespecting us. No, bro, we're not disrespecting you. We're keeping it real. Cincinnati fans, don't be upset with me. Do not be upset with me. All right. I'm just being honest with you. And this is not a bash on Cincinnati. Not in the least bit. You had an undefeated season. You know how hard it is to go undefeated? You did it. Just that alone is amazing. But then reality kicks in. And here's the reality of it. The reality is it's not a David versus Goliath type situation. It's a David versus Thanos. Like, that's the drastic situation you're in. Goliath is beatable if you're David. Thanos is nowhere near beatable if you're David. You need to be like Spider-Man or somebody. No, you're just David. And again, no shade of disrespect. And I know it sounds like that. And light me up in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me how you're preparing to beat Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm going to go a step further than this. All right. The person who's going to beat you won't even be in pads. The person that's going to beat you won't be in a jersey calling the plays. The person that's going to beat you is going to be on the sideline in probably some khaki pants and a windbreaker. Nick Saban is going to beat you. Nick Saban is the ultimate chess player. He's the ultimate coach. There's a reason why they win year after year. Trust me, Georgia's learning this the hard way. Nick Saban's going to have them prepared. They're not going to look ahead to the next game. They are focused on you. There is no next game if they lose to you, Cincinnati. So guess what? It's win or go home. And there's no coach better at making adjustments than Nick Saban. Luke Fickell, again, is an amazing coach. Hold on to him. Please pay this man. And also, too, I feel like you might be a big fish in a little pond now. I think if Luke Fickell stays with you guys and you guys keep growing, you might need to go to another conference. You might need to figure it out. That way you can get more competition, and you can, the better competition you get, I shouldn't say more, the better competition you get, the better your program becomes. Because certain teams, Georgia, when it's time for the bright lights to come on, you play against Alabama, and maybe Alabama's just like your kryptonite. But you need to be prepared for games like Alabama. And I assure you, the wins that you got over Indiana and over Notre Dame aren't enough. Not for Alabama. You're not prepared. Those are athletes, bro. Those are athletes. So, I mean, that's what I got to say, man. I had a whole thing about Alabama. You guys would be sick of me. I don't want to. I don't even want to give Alabama. The only Alabama loss was against Texas A&M, and that score was by 3 points. They lost 38-41. I mean, Cincinnati. Since we're here, let's do this, Cincinnati. Since you don't want to be disrespected, they started off the season. Bama started off the season against number 14 Miami. Score was 44-13. I'm not even going to mention Mercer. Although they scored as many points, they scored more points than the number 14 team Miami against Alabama. The score was 48-14. Wow. Then there was Florida, and you never know. Florida, man, you never know from what game to what game. Florida is just still figuring itself out right now. I don't know. But they won 31-29, so, it was a good game. Southern Mississippi, you already know the score. It was a blowout. Ole Miss was number 12 at the time. Didn't look like it, 42-21. That was that score. Then the Texas A&M game in which they lost. Mississippi State decided, I guess they wanted, and it was at Mississippi. If you were in the stadium at Mississippi State when Alabama came over, please tell me you left in the first quarter, because the score was 49-6. Jeez. Tennessee, they beat them 52-24. LSU, yes, we lost. We lost 20-14, which with the type of year we were having all type of problems. And that's why I say LSU, don't worry, we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to figure it out. But we lost 20-14 on I don't know what type of team we were this year. No excuses. We still took that L though. New Mexico State, they just came to visit. Score was 59-3. The kicker, geez, he got his points. Arkansas, they were number 21. They lost 42-35. Auburn, that was a crazy game. And see, that's why everyone who's tired of seeing Alabama win, this year was the reason why I could understand why. What was it? Molly? What was their name? Playoff prediction. Go to that video. In the comments, the name was Alley. My bad, Alley. They said if they win this year, it'll be a miracle year. No, you're still good to win with the amount of talent and the 5 stars that you get year in and year out. It's kind of an expected situation, especially if you get past LSU and A&M, the only really people you have to worry about is Georgia, and for whatever reason, you got their number as well. Here's the situation, all right? Alabama, you're gonna win. And it's not even close. You got a Heisman and Bryce Young. That's a bad boy. It's a bad boy. But Cincinnati, I don't care what type of stats you throw my way. I don't care what you try to say. The end game is coming. And I'm sorry. I had lost train of thought. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I lost train of thought because I got thrown off for a second. But you can blame Auburn, Cincinnati, and everybody else in college football. You can blame Auburn for Alabama's championship year this year. Auburn, you dropped the ball. You should have won the game, but you didn't. If you'd have won the game, you would have knocked Alabama out of contention for being in the playoffs. But instead, what'd you do? You took a nice little, what was a slow flame, and you took a couple more logs and you threw it on the fire so chestnuts could be roasting for this beautiful holiday season. And now you got flames. Because why Alabama was scared. I don't want to curse, but I know a lot of you Alabama fans were like, oh my God, we got past Auburn. Thank you. You were praying. You were praying. And I'm sure that football team was too. And I'm sure Jolly St. Nick wasn't jolly in that locker room after that Auburn game. He was like, you almost lost yourself a championship. You don't have no more room for error. And then you saw what they did, the number 1 team, Georgia, in the SEC championship. 41-24. The number one team in the country. On your good day, Georgia would probably give Cincinnati the business as well. Realistically. I mean, it'll be a closer game than this Alabama one's about to be, but Georgia will still somehow pull it off. In fact, I think Cincinnati and Georgia probably would be a good game too. Whatever. Alabama's not losing this year. It is what it is. And I'm not trying to get more Alabama fans, but you know, they're going to say RTR is going to get on my nerves. They're going to have another championship. If you think I'm lying, hit me up in the comments, man. I love it. That's all I got to say. In Cincinnati, what was the positives that we took away from Cincinnati before I leave? I just want to, spread some love for Cincinnati. This wasn't a Cincinnati bashing video. It's just, you have no shot in this championship situation. But, you've been on the rise since, I'm going back to the notes. You've been on the rise since 2018. Congratulations. You beat Notre Dame this season. You had a perfect season, and you're playing for a chance to be you're in the playoffs. You're playing for a chance to win a trophy. A chance. That chance is very small. Very small. But you got a chance. That being said, man, I love you guys. Happy holidays. Until the next video, because I'm going to talk about Michigan and Georgia. I can't wait to see them comments. And speaking of comments, hit me up in the comment section. Until next time, like, subscribe, please, and peace.